Have you ever tried to have a simple, direct conversation only to feel like you're drowning in a chaotic flood of irrelevant points, complex jargon, and shifting arguments? You walk in knowing the truth, but after 15 minutes, you leave feeling utterly confused and exhausted. You've experienced word salad. Today, we're exposing this deliberate, frustrating tactic, the art of talking in circles. This is a master strategy of dark psychology used by the narcissist to avoid accountability, induce confusion, and maintain total coercive control. Word salad is not just poor communication or rambling. It is a conscious manipulation tactic designed to make simple truths impossible to grasp. When confronted, the manipulator launches a verbal counterattack where their language is deliberately vague, overly complicated, and logically disconnected from the original topic. Why do they weaponize confusion? To induce fatigue. The sheer effort required to process the flood of irrelevant information exhausts you. You eventually give up, concede the point, or apologize just to end the mental strain. They win by wearing you down. To escape accountability, by never settling on a single, clear point, they ensure they can never be pinned down. Every sentence contains a subtle blame-shifting element, a gaslighting denial, or an irrelevant accusation, making it impossible to hold them to a fact. To reclaim control, the person who defines the conversation, no matter how illogical, is the person who holds the power. When you're confused, you are reliant on them to provide clarity, keeping you dependent and trapped in the toxic relationship cycle. Word salad is often the verbal execution of the DARVO tactic: deny, attack, reverse victim/offender deny attack. When confronted, the manipulator uses the word salad to deny the facts while simultaneously attacking your character. They throw out irrelevant past mistakes, philosophical arguments, or bizarre legalistic terms to make the simple truth seem impossibly complicated. Reverse victim/offender. They wrap the entire mess up by claiming your demand for clarity proves your own emotional instability or your need for coercive control. The narcissist's victim mentality is reinforced because they claim they were just trying to have an honest discussion, and you are the one who is too aggressive or impatient. If you leave a conversation feeling more confused than when you started, look for these 5 red flags. You start by asking why they didn't pay the bill. They immediately jump to discussing the global economy, the historical context of banking, and how their childhood trauma relates to their fear of numbers. They pull in overly complex, irrelevant details or jargon, like pseudo-legal or philosophical terms, to make their simple mistake seem like a profound, unresolvable societal problem. You manage to corner them on one specific fact, but they instantly pivot the definition of the argument. You say, "You lied about being at work," and they respond, "Well, what do you really mean by work? Is work an action or a state of being? Let's define the parameters of truth first." They change the rules of the debate as you approach victory. Their argument is structured like a loop. Statement A is true because of Statement B, and Statement B is true because of Statement A. It leads nowhere but back to the beginning. Example: "You are jealous because I'm successful, and I know I'm successful because you're jealous." This circularity is designed to make the listener feel dizzy and defeated. When you try to interrupt the flow and summarize their point, "So, what I hear you saying is you missed the deadline because of stress?" They immediately deny the summary. "No, that's a reductive simplification. You're twisting my words." They reject all attempts to simplify the chaos, reinforcing the idea that only they truly grasp the complexity. The word salad always lasts too long. They talk until you physically and mentally check out. The conversation only ends when you break and concede, often apologizing for your impatience. They use sheer volume and duration as a tool of coercive control, knowing your need for peace outweighs your need for accountability. You break the word salad by refusing to participate in the chaos. Block the verbal flow. The moment the drift begins, interrupt and hold your position. Use a repeating, firm phrase. That is an interesting point, but we are currently talking about the deadline. Did you meet it? Yes or no? Do not move until the single question is answered. Use written communication. For important issues, like work or finance, transition to text or email. Word salad cannot survive written form. This creates an objective record, making future gaslighting attempts impossible and forcing present accountability. Validate your sanity. The feeling of confusion is the intended effect. Rebuilding self-trust means recognizing that the conversation is difficult because the other person is deliberately making it difficult, not because you are unintelligent or unstable. Trust your signal. Word salad is a verbal smokescreen. Its goal is not to inform or communicate, but to paralyze you with confusion. Your freedom from the toxic cycle starts when you refuse to chase the irrelevant threads and insist on direct, honest language. What is the most confusing, irrelevant thing a manipulator has brought up to derail a conversation? Share it below. Let's empower each other to insist on clarity. Demand the facts.